Hey everyone, down here from the comic studio that I just went back here. Welcome back, I guess, for searching for Friday the 13th, but nothing still exists for around here for a long time because due to some sort of extreme violence that never be accepted for a long time as well, but never to be shown around here in comic studio, including for multiple of those inappropriate things of something as well. So today we're going to be checking out for Funkin with Battle for Dream Island. The Funkin for Dream Island could be for one thing as well. Let's get around here for the Friday Night Funkin version of this. So I'm gonna be checking this out for this one time until I might going to be seeing this for pretty bit as well. So the first thing is they holding for some sort of microphones as well. Let's show up some spoilers, but I'm not gonna be using for some sort of characters like this anytime. The free play could be for around like any another categories. A fan may like those things. I didn't remember that I just seen this thumbnail when I was young, and I won't able to be going to find out as well. So I cannot able to be for accessing versus only for one reason, because I didn't getting a little bit quite a lot for sometimes as well. I'm not gonna be worried about for a long time as well, which is absolutely contains for the assets and many more couple of stuff as well. The background should be only one background left, and there must be a few more left to do so. And it could be for around hill climb racings for just a little bit for one thing overall. So I might going to be for reversing a little bit stuff as well. So there are probably less amount of submitted sprites overall. That includes faces, firing monstrous persons, or nothing is not gonna be going for around for this thing as well. There aren't backgrounds and multiple control of stuff, and probably there aren't a couple of stuff for many more reasons like this. So eventually, this is actually for a little bit quick, and I'm probably going to be at it a little bit for sometimes as well. In the previous video, that looks like for some kind of suicide comic studio or suicide mouse comic studio for some sort of collection for round of this. But we totally forgot to add the hill climb racing cars from all anything from its other kinds of path like those. So you probably remember that we already reviewed in this hill climb racing comic studio that beyond this thing as well. Last year I probably reviewed or checked it out of this comic creator over here, but the working in progress was completely cancelled in a matter period of time as well. So first off, I was really depressed, but nothing by myself. That all because of the internet outage or the internet shortage for a little bit for a long time as well, just for 3 days, and I cannot believe that I just going to be saying this out loud. So once I just going to be added multiple jeeps, which is not even a little bit possible as well, and I'll be added for a little bit bunch of more of them as well, pretty fast as possible. 2 and 3 jeeps, and which is not going to be driven by some sort of cookie run characters overall. And whenever there's sometimes it's not going to be going for fitting for just a little bit right over here, and another one for some sort of like this. So we're gonna be added for another couple of characters like themselves, and I'm now gonna be a leave that isn't going to be for such as a little bit yet. So that I just eventually kept on using Cozy Cafe, like there's some kind of stuff as well. So I better had it Henry the Stickman or some kind of a little bit not better as well that I just never seen this possible. Where am I gonna be reviewing for some comics I already reviewed in last year, and it was absolutely pretty a little bit terrifying for this thing as well. So I won't be able to be finding out as well until I'm just going to be seeing some kind of features. And just like that, it was pretty obviously gonna be a little bit ugly as well. So am I gonna be scrolling down for just kind of a little bit, and we're going to be discovering a little bit for those things as well that I just saw for some kind of unreasonable reference as well that turns into some kind of a ridiculously monster. And I won't be going to be trying to get all the way from the bottom as well. Nothing especially is going to be all the way down as well. But as you see, this icon isn't going to be for that likely. Not anyways for just like this as well, for some sort of like this thing as well. It's not going to be 3 pages, but absolutely that must be it is. 3 pages of course. For some kind of 3 pages, and probably for some sort of another cool updated and remove Herobrine. And this is absolutely for just for some sort of release for the Friday or the Friday night Funkin version of this. Won't be probably a little bit accessing for those things as well. So we're going to be talking about for the strategy. If this isn't going to be for around to do this like I never think, it's not going to be the only way that I never going to be thinking what I just going to be thinking around here as well. And it was absolutely, it's going to be a little bit worse. But since I didn't absolutely like her as well, for nothing that I just going to be told around here. So, Funkin with Battle for Dream Island is owned by adventure comic maker was going to be himself or herself. Thanks to the Battle for Dream Island comic studios, since I made these sprites there as well. Probably turn itself for Friday Night Funkin' as well. And yes, probably added Henry Stickmin comic studio for around here, or some sort of Henry Stickmin characters. That must be Henry Stickmin characters around here for some sort of like this, including for some sort of the automobile inspector for around of this automobile like this. That must be Jeeps from Hill Climb Racing 2. And I wasn't able to be believe that I just not going to be look how it is. And how imagine for some sort of like anything in previous videos, you might gotta be imagine something way more incredible around here, or not way more incredible that I just never to be able to be thinking about for some sort of like this. It's about for thinking about your homosexuals' nightmares throughout like anything as well, for posting around for some sort of memes and other kinds of stuff, and NASCAR racing memes like themselves, or probably like many more like other kinds of schemes, or many more Winston Cup racing series like those things for crazy things or whatever. I'm not gonna be at it for a little bit for very much as well, so this is probably limited here for adding a couple of vehicles from their Shure, but nothing even possible that I'm not going to be having around here. So it was less around of like those things, but I won't able to be reviewing for some sort of characters. Nothing like was cringe or something as well. So I'm not very sure that was completely removed. As we looked on for the submitted sprites, this is absolutely that I just seeing here in the last clip that they just recorded around here for this thing as well. So anyways, that marks to the end of this video, and that was pretty quick, and that I'm not going to be told here about for something as well. So you might gonna be finding here into the description below as you might gotta be checking out of this comic creator over here, and that won't be satisfied like this as well, like probably anyways. So be sure that the link is gonna be in the description below to check out for more comic posts to browser, like anything like it was, except for some sort of illegal trends from anything itself, because according to the Donald Trump, or like anything for some sort of campaign by every election from every year as well, for some kind of new rules in the United States or travel rules from everything is only one thing as well. It was probably limited, that I just probably say. We're not going to be talking about for this some kind of strategy talk for some sort of traveling stuff overall. And yes, I'm gonna be have to end of this video for pretty that much. Thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'll be signing off, and I'll talk to many lads and comic studio users and fellow viewers all later, and probably like things again, like whenever that I just going to be saying for this out. So thank you and have a nice day. That I just speaking without further ado in the subway that they just seeing around for some other kinds of the internet videos. Thanks again always, and I won't be able to make for strategy for a couple of mistakes. I hope I still going to learn Italian sometimes.